Hi, today we're going to present our research on one of the contemporary work of art. In this case, we go look at the painting Leap of Faith. My name is Wingman.
I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Luz. After going to the San Diego Art Institute exhibition called Illumination, which is based on art, science, and technology, where artists exhibit their approach to interaction to modern technology and how the artwork serves as a metaphor in science, bringing individual experiences and reflective attitude. The painting is called Leap of Faith, made in 2019 by Becky Robbins. In terms of subject, the painting Leap of Faith is to demonstrate the connection to different forms representing religion and nature. In terms of subject matter, Robbins uses real objects to convey a contemporary use in art. Realism painting's technique is used with a conceptual meaning regarding life. She uses oil on canvas as a medium and modern technology as a support source for creating an art form which is two-dimensional art. Related to the reading in class, avant-garde and kitsch, the cooperating between the modern technology and traditional art medium led to avant-gardism.
Becky Robbins was born in 1962 and strives to know more, see more, love more, be more, and do more. She's a seeker, dreamer, and idealistic. In her own words, she says, "I'm an amalgamation of lifetimes and experiences, messy, beautiful life." She is cautious about the environment she's in because of how it might affect her and enjoys the technological advances. She believes that it paves the way for her senses to have wild emotions and experiences. Before art, she was previously in the fields of medicine and business, and she is grateful for the opportunity to be free now. To stand in front of a canvas and let it fly, in her own words. This painting can be interpreted as chaos, fire, journey, and connection. And at a glance, it looks like a mess of different smaller images. It isn't until one moves closer that they might realize the religious significance of this piece of work. The ropes hanging from one thing to another can be interpreted as connections between the various religious objects scattered on the canvas. What really catches one's attention is the bright red-orange tree that can be seen as fire or warmth, like fury, compared to the surrounding religions. This is similar to the reading in class by Sigmund Freud, which was Civilization and Its Discontents, and how Freud described his inability to understand what he calls religious feeling. Freud is not religious himself, though. He has good friends who are, and he believes that religion is central to how societies function, even societies that no longer consist of orthodox believers.
So going into judgment, we believe that the painting did bring in an optimistic vision of our life in general, as Robin hoped it to be. This painting is done in 2019, where society in general, in a lot of aspects, has kind of a negative atmosphere. And she believed that the painting would kind of lay out the consequences of how different things happen one after another better, that people would start to accept the obvious, the vague, and unexpected, which kind of going back into the topic of the painting Leap of Faith. All of us are forced to be in the faith, and it's not necessarily a negative thing because we can find our fun and joy in the chain of faith. And that all these things happen in a series of action, one lead to another. You can see from the painting that each different thing is connected in a way that we actually do understand how they are connected, but we never think of this as one lead to another. And that is also related to her personal experience. She had gone through a divorce in early 2000, and in her personal point of view, she definitely did accept all these negative things that could possibly come to happen, and also by quitting her job, and that she can, as we mentioned before, stand in front of a canvas and be free and enjoy all these consequences and enjoy the making of art. So then we go into the comparison. We chose this two painting to compare with this painting that we choose, Leap of Faith. So the first painting that we chose in comparison is The Temptation of St. Anthony by Dali. Talking about this painting, there's a lot of famous painting done related to this topic, and we choose one of the most famous version that is done by Salvador Dali. So in this painting, it definitely demonstrated that action happened by choice. St. Anthony is a Christian monk that chose to go to the wilderness, and that this painting is demonstrating his situation conceptually when he's in the Egyptian desert. So that in the desert, he is forced to face a lot of temptation, that all these consequences follow by his choice of going into wilderness. And that the comparison to this painting, to the painting we choose, Leap of Faith, is that this painting uses surrealism, and meanwhile our painting uses realism, but they are both representing a series of consequence, a chain of action. But it's just this, the Temptation of St. Anthony is more so imaginary chain. Meanwhile, the painting Leap of Faith is actual chain that could be explained. And that the connection is more instant, and in the Dali's painting is more about the desired. In terms of using light source, you can tell very obviously where the light is coming from in the Dali painting. Meanwhile, in terms of the Leap of Faith, since each of them is their own subject matter, they all have their own light source, and both of them share a warm color tone. Going to the second comparison, we chose Death of Life by Gustave to compare with. So both of these paintings is related again to a process, but in this painting, Death of Life is about how us human beings go from we're born as a kid all the way till we die. So the main subject matter is definitely related to human life cycle, and meanwhile the Leap of Faith is about everything happen in the nature, and there's a lot of religious component added to it. So that this painting, Death of Life, is definitely a mix of realism and surrealism, and meanwhile the Leap of Faith is mainly related to realism. And that both paintings kind of express the idea to embrace the expected and the unexpected, and also the obvious, the vague, and that they share similar subject matter, and the subject and the tone of the painting is one of the different part, which the Death of Life by Gustav Klimt is more having a darker tone, and the painting we chose, Leap of Faith, have a brighter tone in general. And this is our reference. Thank you.
Thank you.